So let me just see if I can find that video. बहुत अच्छा video है वो वाला. And let me see. I think it was this one, or it was ये एक disadvantage है, by the way, of not creating a presentation properly. But I feel उससे ही ज़्यादा connect आता है. But let's just search for telescope. Yeah, I think it was this one or this one. मैं एक बार play करके देखता हूँ. No, this is okay. So first off, if you want to learn about Django in the basic format, कि पहले तो Django होता क्या है यार? So ये इसके पास एक playlist है, and this is the playlist for it. I'll share this link. यहाँ से you can actually start learning about Django and what it's all about. I'm pretty sure many of the beginners, when they start programming, they start with Python language, right? और Python अगर सीख लिया है तो Django works very well with Python. So Django is a web development framework which basically lets you create websites, backend create करने देता है, frontend create करने देता है with the help of Python. So you can basically use all of these videos in order to create your own first Django application. Now, once you create an application, a web application mainly, now Django played a very important role for me to learn about the backend part of the things. The second thing that comes in is front end. Front end मतलब जो website पे सामने दिखता है. अभी बैकएंड क्या हो गया? बैकएंड सर्वर साइड पे जो भी चीजें चलती है, दैट इज द बैकएंड पार्ट ऑफ इट. The front end is the website. So how will this YouTube logo be shown? What's the size of it? वो सब चीजें HTML CSS जो हम लोग सीखते हैं, that is the front end part. Now front end के लिए बहुत सारे frameworks है. The one that I like to go with is React. And React के लिए मैं बता देता हूँ, React JS का what's his name, Maximilian. Maximilian is the best, like hands down the best person to teach React. Academind is the name of the channel, and you can basically just go through this crash course first. So पहले ये crash course पे जाना. Second चीज करना React सीखने के लिए मैं बता रहा हूँ. So first go over to this particular video and watch it till the end. I think it's about 4 hours. Yes, it's 3 hours 51 minutes. Go through that video. Second, go on Udemy, search for React JS course, and ये भी Academind का ही है, the Maximilian guy that I was talking about. Academind, spelling wrong है but whatever. So यहाँ पर देख सकते हो ये वाला जो course है, React the complete guide including hooks, router and all of these things. ये वाला purchase करना. Now it won't be 3,499 whatever this price is showing over here. It will be around 499 if you're buying it for the first time. So ये वाला course यार बहुत powerful है, and you don't need to like go through the entire course. You can see that I've already purchased it 2021 में. So I'll just show it to you. What are the major things that you need to go through? Okay, so the first thing, यहाँ पे अगर तुम्हें basics नहीं पता है React के या JavaScript के, then go through these 3 sections properly, and the 4th section as well. This is for like React state and how it works, and वो सब चीजें थोड़ी complicated हो जाती है. After that, you can skip these parts. You can skip the debugging of React apps also. You can basically just scratch it. I would say watch everything at 2x, but watch this at a higher speed, I would say. So thoda skip karke you can go through this, because it's I think a 48-hour long course. Yeah, so 48 hours tak you can't spend on just one course, on just learning React. So I would say just go through all of these things, but in a fast manner. The most important thing then comes somewhere around here. So Next.js. So you can see I was watching it again right now. So Next.js is quite useful when it comes to creating front-end web applications. So Next.js मैं बहुत ज़्यादा use करता हूँ, and even now it's one of the toolkits that I use every single time. And you can ask this to any Web3 developer who makes dApps. So most of them they use Next.js. तो ये एक part है that is very short, concise, and you can actually get your own project developed through it. तो ये चीज पे जाना, obviously none of this is sponsored or anything, this is just something that I have actually done, so I'm just sharing you the roadmap that I have gone through. So this is the second thing that I did. अब तक हम लोग ने ब्लॉकचेन को टच नहीं किया, ओके, जस्ट आई एम जस्ट स्क्रैचिंग द सर्फेस ऑफ वेब डेवलपमेंट. Once we get over with web development, I'll scratch somewhat for mobile app development, and then we will go over to blockchain development. So ये हो गया वेब डेवलपमेंट का. मैं मर्न स्टैक भी रेकमेंड करूंगा. दिस इज बाय अ गर्ल, आई फॉरगॉट हर नेम, बट आई थिंक आई विल जस्ट फाइंड इट ऑन टॉप इटसेल्फ, क्योंकि बेस्ट सेलर कोर्स ही है वो. Let me see. Mern stack. I'm not sure. I'm not finding it over here. Academind का भी बहुत अच्छा कोर्स है ये वाला, but it's quite long. So I think it's 19 hours. So 19 hours spend करने की जरूरत नहीं है. पहले React का अगर तुमने इतना अच्छे से कर दिया ना, so then going over with Node.js, Express.js, MongoDB, that you can do it at a faster rate because JavaScript already तुम्हें आ जाता है. So Node.js सीखने में इतना टाइम लगेगा नहीं. It's just that you need to understand how the things work in the backend, and if you've already done Django, that I had done before, तो Django एक बार सीख लिया, एक बार वो चीज पता चल गई. जैसे वीडियो एडिटिंग में भी ये सेम चीज होती है. If you've done video editing on one particular software, say for example Premiere Pro, if you switch over to DaVinci or any other video editing software, it is like flow. You can actually just start editing right away. थोड़े बहुत चीजें पता करनी होती है कि how do you do that on this particular platform. Same as with learning about programming as well. If you've learned backend framework like Django, coming over to Node.js, Express.js, MongoDB, it's also the Mern stack. It's also quite easy if you've done that. So that is why I was telling you to go over through Django first. Now, the second part of it is what I said about mobile app development. Now, this is the most important part because for me, more than web development, I really like the process of learning about mobile app development. The reason being, it's quite easier for me because I chose the Flutter framework, which has quite a small learning curve. And उसका भी मैंने Academind के courses ही लिए थे. Academind, you can see over here. Yeah, Dr. Angela Yu. This is the other person that I was talking about for the Mern stack also. So you can go check her courses out. ये दोनों के courses यार बहुत sexy रहते हैं. So if you want to learn about mobile app development and start learning about it, Flutter and Dart, ये जो complete guide है, it's not bought in this particular account. मेरा दूसरा account है. So this is another trick that you can use. You can, if you have multiple Google accounts, use different accounts for purchasing each course, because then you would get it at a discount rate, because that is the first course that you'll be purchasing and you'll get it at I think $4.99 or something. So yeah, just some cool hacks that you can use. But yeah, this is the one particular course that I had watched, and ये course actually मैंने start to end पूरा देखा है. Like I have not skipped anything because it's such a good course. 42 hours का course है, but completely worth it. So do check this course out. If you are like a complete noob when it comes to mobile app development, go check this out. Like it'll actually teach you right from start. तो ये हो गया अपना मोबाइल ऐप डेवलपमेंट का. अभी the thing that all of you guys have come here for, let's start talking about that, right? So यार Udemy थोड़ी देर के लिए छोड़ देते हैं, because obviously even if it's $4.99, some people don't like to pay for courses at all, which I get, but I would say that these courses are so good that $4.99 is nothing for these courses. But let's keep that aside for a while. I'll go over the other sources for blockchain development now. So the first one that we have on the list is BuildSpace. BuildSpace was created as a cohort, and it was just a Discord server जहाँ पे लोग आते थे and live sessions host होते थे by Farza. So Farza, I don't know if he has, yeah, Farza is the guy, and he used to host his courses on Discord, and फिर वहाँ से grow कर करके he has made this particular platform as well, wherein he has put in all the courses. Now a disadvantage, slight disadvantage to this would be यहाँ पे सब text based रहेंगे, so you won't find those video courses wherein a person is actually teaching you every single thing, but rather you'll have to learn from reading the text. So ये थोड़ा हो सकता है for beginners. People don't prefer text based learning, but if you are up for that, best thing, because web3 development is all about like reading from the text and learning from it. So you can do that. And ये वाला जो course है, let me just show it to you. So यहाँ पे projects है. So build space is all about building projects at the end of the course. So there are these different courses. One is intro to ETH. I'll tell you what I had gone through. I had gone through intro to ETH. I had gone through intro to Solana when I wanted to learn about Solana, but वो थोड़ा बहुत ज़्यादा ही मेरे लिए complicated हो गया, and for me I was like no, I'll just stick to Ethereum. So मैंने Solana को फिर ditch कर दिया. But after that I went through ENS on Polygon. So this will actually help you in creating your own Ethereum name services. वो तुमने देखा रहेगा जो domain हम लोग buy करते हैं, जैसे buildspace.so है, right? So that is a domain. So that is something similar you can create using this particular course that you can go through, right? So ये सब projects you can go through, and you can even join their community. And the best part, after getting through all of these courses and doing all of these things, you get NFTs in your wallet, and then you can show it off when you want to, you know, work with certain companies. So यहाँ पे फिर working के options भी है. You can actually start you know, working with these particular companies, and बहुत अच्छे salaries है. $155,000 for remote work. You won't find it in the Web2 space, at least until and unless you become a pro, or you know, you have years of experience. You won't find this. So yeah, see, full stack development, $120,000 to $150,000. So pretty good website if you wanna, you know, search for jobs or actually do the projects. इससे इसके ऊपर देख लिया अभी. So now we will go over through Meta School. Okay, Meta School ये मैंने recently discover किया था. मतलब मुझे पता था इसके बारे में, but I hadn't gone through their courses. But they are splendid. Like इसमें भी वही है कि you would have to go through text based learning, but these courses are fabulous. So I'll tell you which ones to take if you're just a beginner. First, go through the Hello World course. कहाँ गया? This one. So go through this particular course first, writing your first Hello World smart contract in Solidity. Then second, jump over to 10 days of Solidity. ये दो courses कर दिया ना, तो Solidity के बारे में बहुत अच्छा foundational knowledge आ जाएगा. Then you can skip over to creating NFTs if you have that scope, or you can actually have the DApp वाला कहाँ गया? DApp. I think DApp wala idhar nahi hai. But yeah, this is also a good one. Launch your own epic NFT marketplace. So NFT marketplace, when I was, you know, going through this course, मुझे लग रहा था बहुत complicated होगा, because it's an entire platform like OpenSea. If you've seen OpenSea, it's an NFT marketplace. Creating that would be like bonkers, you know. Just creating NFTs is a big thing, and now you're creating a marketplace wherein you'll host NFTs. So but go through this course. Don't be, you know, scared of like, man, this will take me a long time, but rather this is a very easy and you know, बहुत सारे sources वहाँ पे दिए हुए हैं, so that you don't have to invent the wheel, but rather you can actually go on with creating the marketplace that you want. So यहाँ पे जैसे 4 ही sections है. Like it's so easy setting up React. So React may they will give you this GitHub repository and everything, that you will have your front end and everything set up. So making your marketplace front end. So everything would be set up and you just have to copy those codes and just launch it. And of course changes karne padenge, you'd have to understand the code before. So that's why I was saying learn React, learn these things first, learn the backend first, so that you jump over to blockchain development, and then these things will just go on with the flow. So this is the next thing. Now ये सब चीजों के बारे में मैंने बता दिया यार, इस पे एंड पे जाते हैं, खुद की मार्केटिंग नहीं करनी है यार. तो over here this is another one which is Solidity by example. Now this won't teach you about dApps जो हम लोग applications बनाते हैं वो सब बनाते हैं. It's not about that. Solidity by example, this particular website, it's specifically for Solidity programming. तो जैसे हम लोग C++ सीखते हैं, उसके syntax सीखते हैं, उस पे we create applications which we won't use in the real world, but it teaches you a lot about that programming language. Then this is the platform for that. So you would create that hello world contract, you will learn about arrays, mappings, ये सब चीजें सुनी होगी. If you've done any other programming language, you would have heard of arrays क्या होते हैं, mapping क्या होती है, structs क्या होते हैं, function क्या होता है, but it will actually teach you how to use these concepts in Solidity language. So this is a very good place for beginners who want to, you know, start making some applications also. So ye jo applications hai, these are not decentralized applications but rather just smart contracts. So ether wallet banana hai, multi-sig wallet basically means like multiple users own that wallet. So koi bhi ek transaction banana to everyone has to sign that transaction and only then the transaction will go through. Merkle tree ke bare mein tum seekh sakte ho. ERC20, which is the normal tokens that we have. Shiba Inu is ERC20. ERC721 are the NFTs that we create. So ye sab cheezon ke bare mein seekh sakte ho. And the last part, hacks के लिए मैं इस पे नहीं जाऊंगा, मैं तुम्हें एक दूसरी चीज बताता हूँ, but you can go through this if you are interested with text based learning. But a very good YouTube channel that I had seen recently, I hope I find it, I don't wanna, perfect, पहले में ही मिल गया. So ये वाला जो है ना, ये पूरा भाई क्या मस्त playlist बनाया है इसने. So every single hack, exploit, it's all written over here. Sab jo bhi tum, if you go over to, you know, Etherscan and just open up any contract, for example, let me just open a contract and I'll show you what these hacks basically teach you about. Can I find any good contract? Contract kam lega. Let's see. BTech smart contract. So I'm just trying to find a basic ERC20 contract. तो ये मिल गया शायद, ये I guess Ethereum पे ही है. So let me just search it. Let's see. So ERC20 token transactions. No, this is not a contract. But what I was trying to say is, if you find any contract, there would be some, if you come over here in this part wherein the code is written, यहाँ पे code लिखा रहेगा, and you would find some vulnerabilities with that. If you just click on those vulnerabilities, you'd be able to see a bunch of them. Now, those vulnerabilities have been identified in that particular Solidity contract. तो ये वाले जो भी vulnerabilities यहाँ पे लिखे हुए that is for Solidity 0.6. ठीक है, तो कोड में लिखा रहेगा, तुम जो भी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट पकड़ोगे उसके कोड में लिखा रहेगा. अभी मेरे को मिल नहीं रहा है कोई अच्छा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. लेट मी जस्ट यूज दिस वन, शिबा इनू, हाँ बेस्ट, ERC20 है. लेट्स ओपन दिस अप. सो यहाँ पे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में गए, यहाँ पर इसमें आई गेस कहाँ गया, ओके कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एड्रेस पे जाओ, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, एंड यहाँ पे this is what I was talking about, Solidity compiler bugs. So you can see this is on a version of Solidity 0.5. okay, pragma Solidity 0.5. ये Solidity सीखोगे तभी तुम्हें समझ जाएगा. बट यहाँ पे देखो compiler bugs लिखे, इतने सारे vulnerabilities है इसमें, मतलब हो सकते हैं. If it's not properly secured, ये सारे vulnerabilities हो सकते हैं, and you can actually click over them and learn more about it. So यहाँ पे अगर क्लिक करोगे तो इन सब vulnerabilities के बारे में पता चलेगा, links मिलेंगे, वो सब चीजें कर सकते हो. But ये सब vulnerabilities के बारे में तुम्हें ये वाले इससे भी मिल जाएगा, this particular playlist. So this particular playlist actually goes through a ton of vulnerabilities. You can see I've seen almost all of them. So ये playlist best है for Solidity hacking and learning about how to protect your smart contract and actually secure it. Now the last place that I would talk about is, let me just remove this, is this one. So courses.alisolanki.com par jao. If you're a complete beginner, this is not for people who are wanting to learn about Solidity, but rather wanting to learn about crypto in general. क्योंकि जब तक तुम्हें वो सब चीजें नहीं पता, you don't know what transactions are, how these blockchains are made, what is a blockchain in the first place, ये सब चीजें नहीं पता होगी तो फिर उस पे कोडिंग कैसे करोगे? So uske liye, this is the very basics and the first step you take into the crypto and the blockchain world. This is going to come in if you've, it does not require any prerequisites to be honest, but if you're already learned web development, if you've already learned somewhat of mobile app development also, और ये सब चीजें सीख ली है, थोड़ी बहुत प्रोग्रामिंग सीखी है, तो इस पे जाओगे तो the best है. मतलब बेसिक सब क्लियर आउट हो जाएगी. इसमें मैं बता देता हूँ क्या क्या चीजें मैंने कवर अप की है. So basically, I've covered up what is, like you can see the kind of basics that I'm talking about. So यहाँ पे what is crypto, how did it start, the past, the history of Bitcoin and all of those things, top cryptos and their users. So जैसे Ethereum के बारे में सबने सुना रहता है, but Ethereum करता क्या है, वो वर्क कैसे करता है, कौन से कंसेंसस मैकेनिज्म्स यूज होते हैं उसके ऊपर, व्हाट इज अ कंसेंसस मैकेनिज्म इन द फर्स्ट प्लेस. सो वो सब चीजों के बारे में बात करता हूँ, ब्लॉकचेन ट्रिलेमा के बारे में. सो ये सब चीजें अभी सुन के थोड़ा वो लग रहा रहेगा, बट इसमें सब डायल डाउन करके एकदम इजी वे में बताया. एंड देन एट द एंड हाउ टू फाइंड अ जॉब लाइव आई शो के कैसे जॉब फाइंड कर रहा हूँ मैं. And you can actually even learn about like laws about crypto taxes in India. So this is India specific, and then you would get a certification after the end of it. So that is the whole thing. So that was the thing, and I guess this should cover up all the things that you need, or the sources that you need in order to learn about blockchain. Now you just have to just start, you know, say in the perspective of pure beginner का वो student समाज का जो course मैंने बताया, courses.alisolanki.com. I'll just bring it here, courses.alisolanki.com. इस पे जाओ, वहाँ पे जो first course है ना, that is the absolute beginners वाला course. So that will actually take you from a person who does not know any shit about crypto to a person who can actually go in these Web3 events and interact with people who are crypto heads and talk to them about, okay, ये सब news में चल रहा है, these are the things that are happening, and you can actually have a conversation with them. क्योंकि अभी बहुत बार ऐसे भी होता है कि यार ये लोग इतने सारे स्लैंग्स यूज कर रहे हैं, ये सब तो पता ही नहीं है, what are they talking about, right? You feel disconnected with them, but once you go through this course you would actually understand about what they are talking about, right? So that is the absolute beginner course. उसके बाद ये सब चीजें जो obviously तुम कर सकते हो, those are the things that I would recommend for coding. That was specifically for coding. So that was it from my side, guys. I heard that you guys also have doubts, so Q&A session lete hain, and let's wrap it up in small time.
So hi Ali, thank you so much for giving us the light on, like, you know, Block3 and showing us the structured way in which how you can give the whole give the whole way roadmap to the blockchain development system and things like that. So now first of all I will be sharing a link in by which they can get the certificate for that they joined the session. And now we will be heading on to the questions which some people have and which were already given to us in the Google form. So the first question which is asked by the community member is, can you please show us some light on what is Web 5 and how is it different from Web 3? You are mute. Yeah.
The best thing that you can do is search for Web 5 Ali Solanki. मैंने पूरा एकदम मतलब डिटेल में वीडियो बनाया. I've talked about it in depth. But ऊपर से समझाओ तो Web 1 was the place wherein you could only see the things that are there on the internet. Web 2 was this Facebook, Instagram, wherein you can share, interact with the data and all of those things. Web 3 was the place where decentralization was promised, anonymity was promised, ये सब चीजें थी. But now if you see in the current scenario, take Solana for example, right? Solana में I think 12 validators हैं. So that is not decentralization at all. Ethereum decentralized hai, but even that, if you have a lot of Ethereum tokens with you, or if you have a lot of bitcoins with you, then you own a very huge part of the Bitcoin network. And even now, like बहुत सारे big companies, they are taking away huge percentages of the Bitcoin supply. They are just buying all of it up. Like Tesla is doing that. There's another one, मैं भूल गया उसका, M से नाम आता है, I forgot the name. जब नाम याद रखना रहता तभी भूल जाता हूँ. But yeah, so these big companies, they are taking a huge part of the network, and then it's not decentralized anymore, right? So people like you and I, we don't have a lot of say. So Jack Dorsey, the co-founder of Twitter, he has come out with Web 5,
Web
where
5.
yeah, he has promised complete decentralization. The things that were promised in Web 3, he's trying to put it in you can say a very good form or something. But abhi tak kuch development hui nahi hai. So let's wait and watch, see what happens. And
Yeah.
yeah,
It will take some time for Web 5 to come in, because Web 3 started, so like like 5 to 7 years back, and now it has come into picture. So for now, Web 5 will also take a lot of time more, but still, let's see. Let's hope for the best, and let's hope the decentralization jaldi aa jaye. Any which ways, we'll move on to another question from how can electronics engineering help me in the field of Web 3? Is that, yeah,
quite an interesting question, to be honest. क्योंकि देखो, if I have to be honest, I am a computer science guy, right? So मेरा जो degree है and the kind of work that I'm doing, it's quite aligning, to be honest. When it comes to electrical or electrical engineering, right?
yes, no, electronics and whatever, like electronics and electrical.
Yeah. So उसमें I don't have a lot of knowledge in order to speak on their behalf. But what I would say is try to find it, to be honest. क्योंकि every thing can be implemented in the blockchain space, and I'm seeing it live in my eyes, live in front of my eyes. So every job that was there in the Web 2 space, even the job of being a content creator like me, right? So previously many content creators were making Web 2 based content. अभी देख रहे हो कितने सारे Web 3 वाले भी आ गए content creators. Ayush is one of them. So there are a lot of opportunities for you guys that you can explore. I don't have a perfect answer. I'm sorry for that, because I myself am not doing that. मैं electrical engineering नहीं कर रहा हूँ. So
Yeah, but don't you think like upon metaverse mein, like everyone comes together, the electronic the people who are into electronics engineering, they come together and make a tool or something like that in metaverse, and then they deploy it on on web in Web3 or in blockchain technology or something like that. Will that work? Do you think that can happen?
so that would come in AR VR. So
AR VR, yeah,
if you are interested in that field, then there's like
amazing,
a
yeah,
lot of scope for it, because
yeah,
um, I've heard not even that, even mechanical engineering students, I was interacting with one, and he was telling me about like उनको ये सब diagrams बनाने होते हैं, which is on a 2D plane. I guess AutoCAD use करके बनाते हैं. So he was talking to me about, like, he was seeing this metaverse thing and AR VR thing happening. and he was talking to me about it कि bro, ये चीज अगर same चीज if we can put it in a 3D model, and everyone can interact with it and actually see it in live in their hands, that would be like futuristic. We are seeing that in Iron Man movies and all, and this is actually happening right now as we speak, and we don't even realize it कि ये सब gadgets already बन चुके हैं. It's just a matter of time when it is available for us consumers to use it also. So yeah, there's a lot of scope.
Makes sense, makes sense. So yeah, actually that answers our question. The electronics engineering can also be a part of Web3, and we can have something related to that. So let's head on to the next question. This is a question from Swaroop. He's from Don Bosco Institute of Technology. He is asking us, can you tell us, is there any organization which is related to blockchain? And is there anything which is available on GSOC, which is Google Summer of Code? So can you tell us something about that?
GSOC में मैंने participate नहीं किया bro.
Okay.
That's why I won't be talking about it. I like to talk about things which I've already done and which I have expertise about. If I know about GSOC, I know every single thing about it. But then if I talk about it, then it'll be like, यार तूने तो खुद नहीं किया है तो क्यों बात? So that is something that I believe in, and I have that as a principle. But apart from GSOC, you talked about communities, right?
Yes.
Communities. I think there are a ton of them. And to be honest, every community right now, for example, I was seeing this particular community, Harish, if you've heard of Curious Harish, he has a community called Blue Loan. Blue Learn में भी मैं देख रहा था अभी they have a Web3 community in that particular group also. So every community has that Web3 का एक section now wherein people can come and they can interact with it and वो सब चीजें. So yeah, there's a lot of scope. You can even join Student Samaj का group. So yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, actually, I've seen your videos in which you say, I only advertise things which I believe in and which I actually use or I do. So yeah, that is a really great principle which you are following, and I kudos to that. So another question, where can we find an internship as a for a blockchain developer? Like, where can a blockchain developer get an internship from?
Internship, so I'll give you this small harsh reality about this. Right now, when we were scrolling through the job section of Build Space also, there weren't internships. Those are full-time jobs or contracted works. कि तुम्हें बता देंगे कि ये हम लोग को चाहिए. This is the dApp that we want to be developed. Can you develop it? Yes. They'll give you the contract. You'll start developing it. No, you won't have any opportunity in that. So here, specifically in the Web3 space, there aren't internships. But if you want to learn by, building stuff, तो वो तो बहुत सारी चीजें. Like you first build that portfolio, and once you start building stuff by yourself, if you've built a couple of dApps, if you've built some protocols or something, you've built smart contracts and all of those things, then having these full-time roles and all of these things also work quite well, right? So I would say that in the Web3 space, this is a small disadvantage that you won't find entry level jobs फिर भी मिल जाएगा, but internships नहीं मिलेगा. So internships के लिए थोड़ा fight मारना पड़ेगा, या तो फिर वो अच्छे internships नहीं रहेगी, is what I'd say. So yeah.
कोई नहीं, हम लोग Blockwee में लेके आएंगे internships, and we will give our community members the best out of the best. So yeah, you are also there for with us. So yeah. Anyways, next question. Do we need to learn one language before starting Solidity, or we can directly jump onto Solidity?
If you are going directly, then go with this one, Solidity by example, the website that I showed to you. That like proper Solidity programming language सिखाएगा. So वो वाला उधर से जाओ. But I would recommend that go with the basics of JavaScript first and then go over to Solidity. The reason being, Solidity में तुम्हें, if you get stuck on some concepts, you won't find a lot of resources for it. But if you get stuck in the basics of JavaScript or something, then you'll find a ton of resources क्योंकि वो बहुत time से languages already है. Solidity is not there for a very long time. It has been developed recently. So उसके resources थोड़े कम हो जाते हैं. But if you've already learned JavaScript, वहाँ से तुम्हें basic syntax वो सब समझ गया है, so jumping over to Solidity would be a piece of cake for you. So देख लो. But if you can manage, then I would recommend that Solidity by example वाला platform.
Amazing, amazing. Makes sense. So, like we have actually exhausted all the questions, but there is Yash Shah, who is really curious to know something. So I'll ask him to unmute himself. Yash, can you please tell what question do you have?
मेरा डाउट ये था कि आपने सो यूडेमी का आपने बोला कि यूडेमी से कर सकते, बट हमें अगर पे नहीं करना है तो फिर मोबाइल ऐप डेवलपमेंट बेसिक्स, अभी मैं फर्स्ट ईयर इंजीनियरिंग में आईटी में डीजे संगीत, तो मुझे सीखना है वेब डेवलपमेंट वगैरह, तो मुझे अभी सी कोडिंग सी प्लस प्लस आता है उपस्लॉग तक, बट आगे पाइथन आपने बोला, फिर जेंगो वो सब, बट फ्री में करना तो यूट्यूब से ही सीखे हम, कोई और?
YouTube is good for starting. अगर कोई अच्छी प्लेलिस्ट मिल जाती है, जैसे मैंने वो सॉलिडिटी हैकिंग वाला प्लेलिस्ट बताया, ऐसे कोई अच्छी प्लेलिस्ट मिल जाती है जिसमें स्टार्ट टू एंड पूरा सिखा रहे, then that's good enough. But I would say यार ये मेंटालिटी पहले तो हटा दे, लाइक के 400 रुपया पे नहीं करना फॉर अ 40 hour कोर्स, ये मेंटालिटी हटा, क्योंकि तू डीजे सांगवी में राइट नाउ, आई एम इन केजे, मतलब वी आर पेइंग सच अ ह्यूज फीस एंड व्हाट आर वी लर्निंग फ्रॉम दीस कॉलेजेस ब्रो. बट दिस
हाँ वो है, बट मैं ना पूरे कोर्सेज अटेंड भी नहीं करूंगा, मतलब पता नहीं है क्या होने वाला, बट ठीक है वो चलेगा यूडेमी वाला.
कॉलेज का
बट पता नहीं, कॉलेज का कर लेता हूँ, फिर वो हरीश नरूला है तो उसमें से बुक में से पढ़ लेता.
सही है, सही है. बट नो ब्रो, आई वुड रेकमेंड यू टू एक्चुअली पे फॉर द कोर्सेज एंड देन डू इट. There are ways without
Okay.
paying also, you know that Telegram and all से मिल जाता है, you get those links, but I would recommend you pay for it and then only join those courses.
Amazing, amazing. So you can also go to Student Samaj if you want to learn something regarding blockchain.
Yes.
And of course Blockwee तो है ही जो आपको updates देता ही रहेगा. So we have one more question from Sundaram Pandey. He is asking, so for learning JavaScript, we go through the MERN stack course by Dr. Angela. I didn't, what do you want to ask? We go through the course of MERN stack course by Dr. Angela.
For learning JavaScript,
Yeah.
MERN stack na, I think I've missed it. Maybe Dr. Angela का नहीं है, किसी और का है. But it's between these two only, Academind या Dr. Angela, दो में से एक ही है. MERN stack is for complete web development. So like backend भी मिलेगा, frontend भी मिलेगा, like React, MongoDB, database basically, backend, frontend, every single thing would be covered in that. So MERN stack is that. JavaScript specifically सीखना है, the basics of JavaScript, तो YouTube पे search करो. Like watch I guess 2 or 3 hour worth of course and that's it. Like you don't need to go in depth for JavaScript in order to learn these things. JavaScript बहुत जल्दी सीख जाओगे तुम लोग, and especially if you've learned C++, then तो बहुत जल्दी सीख जाओगे. So JavaScript के लिए इतना टेंशन मत लो, go through some YouTube tutorial itself. But for MERN stack is like the advanced version of it. So React सीख लो, उसके बाद MERN stack पे jump करो.
I really appreciate that. Actually, I also believe in this thing कि एक बार एक language सीख जाते हो, बाद में एक week में easily you can get done with any other language. So you know, like it's amazing to know that अपन ये MERN stack के बारे में सीख सकता है. और एक क्वेश्चन आया है, is it better to learn web development or app development to become a freelancer?
क्या क्वेश्चन है? Is it
better to learn web development or is it better to learn app development for becoming a freelancer?
App development, like
app development.
personal
अच्छा.
Because for me, I have seen that. So for example, if there's a web development project, web app project, usually what happens is you have a lot of things that you need to take care of. Okay, mobile app development में इतना ज़्यादा वो नहीं रहता है. So usually you have a few pages in mobile app development. The effort is less, the payout is more in mobile app development. When it comes to the web development part, the effort is more, the payout is less. So this is what I have seen. मैंने जितने projects लिए थे, I have seen that always mobile app development guys pay more. So yeah, but it's on you.
Actually, I watched some videos of Java tutorial and JavaScript tutorial along with front-end development on programming with Mosh. So, and I was not able to understand so much of videos. So, is that a good YouTube channel, and what other we should follow?
So तुमने बहुत सारे programming languages देख लिए.
JavaScript and Java tutorials.
Okay. So see, if you didn't get the thing, were you using your laptop while seeing those things? And
Yeah, I was practicing on VS Code.
You were doing that, right?
Yeah.
तो उसमें क्या नहीं सीख रहे थे? What was the main things that you were missing out on?
I was getting some error in outputs. Actually, in generics, Java generics tutorial, I had some problem.
Java से start मत कर bro. If you're just starting out, don't start with Java. And I say this like blatantly to every person because I know ICSE से तुम start कर रहे हो ना तो Java तुम्हें वही रहता है I guess syllabus में रहता है. But I say this blatantly, Java से मत चालू करो. I started with Java and I suffered a lot. Like बहुत even print statements, like system dot वो सब इतना कौन लिखता है यार? Print और फिर लिखो यार string लिखो. So I feel Java is a bit of a tough language to learn, especially for beginners. Python best है, but if you don't want to go with Python, JavaScript भी अच्छी है for beginners. तो वो दोनों languages check out कर. Don't go with Java.
You know, actually, JavaScript, I was able to understand much of them, much of the videos.
हाँ तो exactly because its learning curve is quite small. तो जल्दी.
And in constructors also, and along with object cloning, it went very nice in JavaScript.
हाँ तो JavaScript जल्दी सीख जाएगा bro. तो एक बार तू JavaScript सीख लिया ना, so then you would get those concepts, you would get those logics, and then learning like Java or something else would be easy for you. So it works like that. मतलब एक बार you get to know कि देखो यहाँ पे print करना है, यहाँ पे ये करना है, यहाँ पे वो करना है, constructor क्या होता है, ये सब क्या होता है, बस फिर वही same concepts दूसरे language में use करने, थोड़े slight variations के साथ with slight changes in syntax. That's it.
Okay, cool.
Great.
आपने सीडेक का सुना है? अमृता लैब्स वाला
क्या
वर्चुअल लैब्स बनाने रहते, सीडेक का, अमृता लैब्स एनसीईआरटी का. तो उसमें वेबसाइट पे ऑनलाइन वर्चुअल लैब्स बनाने रहते हैं जो फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री के रहते हैं 11th 9th 10th के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए. तो वो हाँ मतलब वो रहते ना, वो सिमुलेशन जैसा,
सिमुलेशन
वर्चुअल लैब. हाँ ऑनलाइन. हाँ तो वो बनाने का है. तो उसमें मतलब 6 month का कुछ है कॉलेज की तरफ से. उन्होंने बोला कि पार्ट लो, तो फिर उसके लिए कौन से लैंग्वेजेस, मतलब वेबसाइट डेवलपमेंट जैसा ही है और फ्रंट एंड का उसमें ज्यादा है, तो क्या क्या सीखे उसके लिए?
मुझे समझा नहीं, लाइक तुम्हें बनाना है वो प्लेटफॉर्म?
हाँ, एक्चुअली हमें बनाना, हमारे कॉलेज की तरफ से हमें मतलब एक प्रोजेक्ट असाइन किया था कि जिनको भी वेब डेवलपमेंट के थ्रू इंटरेस्ट है तो वो वी लैब, अमृता वर्चुअल लैब से कुछ प्रोजेक्ट डिजाइन करे.
प्रोजेक्ट अमृता वर्चुअल लैब से प्रोजेक्ट डिजाइन करे कि?
हाँ वही.
ओके, वही प्रोजेक्ट डिजाइन करना ना.
हाँ एनसीईआरटी का कुछ तो था, मतलब एग्जैक्टली आई डोंट रिमेम्बर.
तो
3 week पहले बताया था. तो
you want to create a virtual lab?
Yeah.
Yes.
Virtual lab बनाना ना, देखो what I usually do is go over to YouTube, search for या तो Google पे search करो virtual lab GitHub code पे से बहुत सारे codes मिल जाएंगे, वहाँ से उठा लो. But if you want to learn it and then do it, I'm not talking about like वो college submissions करने के लिए खाली कर रहे हो, but rather if you want to learn it, then I would recommend you to go with MERN stack. if you've already learned JavaScript or basics at least cover कर लिए, React के थोड़े basics cover कर लिए, तो Mern stack would be the best choice. Otherwise, go with Django. ये दो में से एक choose कर लो, क्योंकि this would be quite beginner friendly also for you guys, और जल्दी सीख जाओगे. So you won't have to spend a lot of time in learning these things.
नहीं, वो फर्स्ट वाला अच्छा था, गूगल पे वर्चुअल लैब का कोड, गिटहब कोड ना, वो सर्च करने का ना.
हाँ, वो बेस्ट है ब्रो.
ओके, थैंक यू.
वर्क हो जाता है.
Amazing, amazing. We are having such a nice interactive session. Really feels good कि we have such amazing active community members in our Blockwee team. And yeah, so और एक question है, will you teach about freelancing in your upcoming course or not? I
Yeah.
guess they are asking about student Samaj.
Yeah, I am
Yeah.
planning on making a course on freelancing. But let's see how the responses goes. First course का तो बहुत अच्छा response था. So I'm planning on launching it soon. But yeah, थोड़ा बहुत I'm trying to understand कि कैसे type का course चाहिए लोगों को. And yeah, वैसे हम लोग design करेंगे and बनाएंगे.
करेंगे साथ में. So I guess we have come to the end of the session. Thank you so much, Ali Solanki, for getting us a great, like a great interactive session. And thank you so